President clearly has some more enthusiasm for this tax reform bill than he did for the ACA repeal, and obviously he has begun his tour of the country trying to sell the message here. He did also warn Congress this week not to let him down. I just wonder, given everything that we've seen here, do you think his enthusiasm here is more hindrance than help in getting something passed on tax reform?
Oh, I don't think so. I think they've had a great process so far on tax reform. Very early on, both the Congress and the White House got together amongst themselves. They brought in outside stakeholders. I've been over to both the White House and the House and the Senate leadership offices many times talking about this issue. And so I think it's critical that, they're bringing people together, and then the president get out there and really, in a strong way, as he did yesterday, make the sales pitch. And I think that's the formula that's going to have us end up with a success on this tax bill.
Michael, we've seen a lot of dissonance from different parts of the GOP over not only tax reform, but a lot of things. It feels like there is a sort of splintering within the conservative movement about what the goals are. And I'm wondering, from your perspective, have you ever felt this kind of tug and push from your own views and what you should be lobbying for from the conservative members?
Yeah, well, I think the Republican Party for a long time has had internal debate. That's a good thing. I think it's only liberals on college campuses who are afraid of internal debate. On this one, the internal debate basically comes down to, do you have revenue neutral or do you have a net tax cut? Everybody in America, everybody on the right at least, agrees that we need tax reform. And to do that in a permanent way, it needs to be revenue neutral.
Wait, hold on a second.
I just think
Michael, when you say debate, I think that does not really reflect the acrimony that we're seeing played out in real time. I mean, that's what I'm asking about.
I don't know. I grew up in New York City. We have healthy debates at my family dinner table, and they get acrimonious. But we're having a healthy debate in the party about what the future is. I think that's good. I think that's how you get a kind of modern party that's trying to solve problems. I think on tax reform, the debate is far less heated than it is on other issues like health care, debt, whether we should deal with entitlements. Those are the issues that I think the party really is struggling to come together on. On tax reform, everybody wants to get reform done. I think the reality at this moment in time is the only way to get a tax bill done is for it to be a net tax cut, for it not to be revenue neutral. That's just too constraining to get something through that will unleash the type of growth that the president's talking about that the country needs. So I think ultimately we will see something that's not revenue neutral, that's a tax cut. I think that's the right thing to do, but that doesn't mean that any of us disagree on the core premise that we need to reform a tax code that hasn't been reformed in 30 years.
Michael, we have to go, but very quickly, yes or no, do we get that by the end of this year?
Do we get tax? Yes, I think we will get a tax bill by the end of this year. I feel very confident. Maybe it bleeds a little bit into January, but no, the president and Congress are going to deliver on their promise to the American people, and that's critical to unleashing 3% or higher growth.
Time is of the essence. Michael, great to chat to you. Michael Needham, CEO of Heritage Action for America, a conservative think tank. Now,